Hello and welcome to Visual Storytellers Comic Showcase 2025. This is our 5th year running a comic showcase, and a lot of teams don't make it till year 5. It's a huge milestone in small business world, and our team, this is our 5th year. So to celebrate making it to 5 years, and all we've done is grow the team. We haven't lost anybody off the team. We're celebrating by releasing 4 comics. 2 are continuing series and 2 are brand new. I'm going to talk about them, so if you're not into spoilers from what happened previously, go ahead and skip past this section. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about what happened in the first couple of continuing series, and then I'll talk about where the new comics are. So the first comic I'm going to talk about is Time Served, and we are on issue 3 of Time Served. So I'm going to talk about issues 1 and 2 in case you're not up to speed. So spoilers coming up. I will say that issues 1 and 2 are going to be made available via link so that you can read them instead of getting the spoilers. So in Time Served, number 1 of the series, it is about a serial killer who goes by Nails Nelson. And he got that name because he would nail his victims to the wall. Great graphic. Here in the very first issue, you could see how he would nail his victims to the wall, and he was finally caught, and he was sentenced to prison, and he was sentenced to 600 years in prison. Yeah, it was a big media showcase, but he also developed a fan cult following, and one of his followers, did him a favor and gave him demon possession, which allowed him to actually survive the 600-year prison sentence. And at the end of issue 1, book 1, I guess you could call it book 1, he is actually released from prison 600 years into the future. So that's issue 1. Great book, written by Jonathan Hedrick and illustrated by Kool as heck. So then we move on to issue 2, also written by Jonathan Hedrick and illustrated by Kool as heck. He's released into the world, Nails is, and it is 600 years into the future. So he has no idea what's going on. Issue 2 starts with the flashback of his time in prison and what happened to him over those 600 years. And then we move into the future, and again, beautifully illustrated. He runs, he's waking up from prison and he runs into hunger problems. He's like, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Goes into the shop, finds a place that actually has, some food in it. And then he's confronted by Penny, and Penny is a local, and she's got big badass gun, and he's like, whoa. But he winds up turning flipping the script on it. He gets the gun, and he's like, you know what, hey, take me to your people. And she takes her to his people, and they also are armed, and they're like, hey, what's going on here? And at the end, everyone realizes that Nails is possessed by the demon, and the demon comes in and he just wipes everybody out. And that's kind of how we finish issue number 2. In issue number 3, Nails and Penny team up together, and their goal is to free them of the demon. And issue 3 is fantastic. It takes you on a little short journey with a big twist at the end of it. I will say that issue 3 is the bloodiest issue ever. I showed you issue 1 with the lady nailed to the wall. Issue 3 is bloodier than that. It's crazy. But Time Served, this is going to be part of the Showcase 2025, issue number 3, and I will have links provided for issues 1 and 2 so you can get those and get caught up if you want to. The next continuing series that we have is Tales from the Tipsy Taurus. Now this one is we call it a collaborative graphic novel. Some would call it an anthology, but it's not an anthology in the fact that the stories are disjointed. There are multiple stories, but they're all part of the same overall arc. The stories are in Visual Storytellers #1. This is written and illustrated by the artist. So we have Kool as Heck, we have Lue Sang, we have Kimber, and myself, Brad Scott. So the four of us put together 4 pirate tales. And the way issue #1 starts is pirates meet up in a tavern, and the tavern is called the Tipsy Tours. And Ginger Jack, who's one of the pirates there, and I think I've got a picture. Well, there's the Tipsy Tours, there's the tavern, and Ginger Jack, he says, hey, while we're all here, let's tell stories, and whoever has the best story, you know, I'll buy their beer or whatever. And so the pirates, they get together and they all tell a tale. And whoever has the best tale is going to win. So each one of the artists wrote and illustrated their own section. So it goes through 4 different tales. And then at the end, the twist for Tales of the Tipsy Tours collaborative graphic novel #1 is, after all the pirates tell their story, there is a little voice in the corner of the room who's like, you all are all full of caca, basically. And then everybody's like, man, who are you? Who are you talking to? And he's like, oh, I'm just Davy Jones. Yeah, I'm talking Davy Jones from Davy Jones' Locker. He calls all the pirates out and tell them, you know, you're a liar. You're full of shit, basically. And everybody like, oh my God. And it's good. And this is good. And it's nice. I think this is probably, I know it's over 80 pages. It's got a nice art gallery in the back of it, but it's a nice book. Volume 1. Volume 2, we picked the story up. Tales from the Tipsy Tours, The Wrath of Davy Jones. And so where we pick up it in Volume 2, and in Volume 2, it is Kool as Heck, Lue Sang, Jack Kotz, and myself, Brad Scott. Again, 4 artists, 4 creators, because we each write and illustrate our own stories in it. Anthology style, but again, one story so that it's all connected. And that's why we call it a collaborative graphic novel. But the Wrath of Davy Jones, you know, once Davy Jones, you know, interjects himself into the picture, he's like, okay, you all, you know, thinking you this and that and all this and that. Tell you what I'm going to do. You all tell me a story, and whoever has the best story will win my golden sword. And everybody's like, ooh. And he says, but whoever loses, whoever has the worst story, well, I take your soul. And so everybody's like, oh, okay. So myself and Brian and Jack and Kool, we each have a pirate tale that we tell. And at the end, Davy Jones picks a pirate and he's like, okay, I've heard everybody's story, but you, and he points to one of the pirates by the name of Charlemagne. He says, your story was the worst. And he gives the sword to the barkeep, and he takes Charlemagne and steals him. And so in issue 3, and this is another nice thick book, and we've got art gallery in the back of this one as well. And this includes a pinup from Lance Footer, who's a pinup artist, and he did a nice pinup of one of our lady pirates. So really cool. There's an art gallery in the back of that one as well. The 2 of these together, I will also have links for these if you want to get them so that you get caught up on Tales from Tipsy Tours Volume 1 and 2. In Volume 3, the pirates get together and they're like, hey, we can't let Davy Jones take our friend. And so Tales from the Tipsy Tours Volume 3, The Search for Charlemagne. And the pirates go hunt Davy Jones and confront him and try to their goal is to confront him and try to get back Charlemagne. So that's Tales from Tipsy Tours Volume 3. Now, those are our 2 continuing series. Our 2 new comics. The first one is Zeus vs. the Titans, written by Miguel Ramos and illustrated by Lue Sang. Really good story. Miguel Ramos is a great storyteller. In addition to being an author, he's a poet, and he has a really nice storytelling style. And then it's illustrated by Lue Sang, who's been part of all the stuff we've done since 2019, 2020. He's been 2020, 2021 when we started this whole endeavor. He's one of our original artist creators. So the 2 of them have the story of Zeus versus the Titans, and we all know story about, Zeus, the god of thunder, and Scott's son, and all of that, the great big god, king of Mount Olympus. But this picks up before Zeus becomes the great Zeus that we all know. It's a younger Zeus, and it's his journeys as he's building up to be the king of Mount Olympus. And what did he do? What were the adventures that he had? What are some of the things he did prior to becoming the great god Zeus? And it's called Zeus versus the Titans. And it takes the real story, the mythological story of Zeus right after his brothers and sisters are spit up from the Titans. They are recovered, and so as they get ready to face them in battle, what is that path that Zeus took to become the great Zeus? So great story. The way Miguel tells it, it's really great. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, you got to check it out. And then the 4th comic, and that's a new comic that we have, and it's being featured. The next feature that we have is Lottery Day. So it's set in a near futurist, and it's not sci-fi or futuristic, it's near future. And basically it's about the American government has failed, which, may not be too far off from reality, right? But the American government has failed, and our system of governing is just bad. And so there are new procedures that have been put in place and new policies. And Charles McDonald is out on his farm, and he's with his family. They're doing their thing. And then his wife calls out and says, "Hey, there's some limos coming." And he's like, "Oh shit, get in the house." So without, a bunch of, about what's happening, it's really good. It talks about, what happens when we have to come up with a new system of government, basically, and how does it affect people. That is written by Jonathan Hedrick, who is the, one of the kings of political drama. He did a great storytelling effort on this one. And then that one's illustrated by me, Brad Scott. Fantastic story. And you're going to really love the comic. So we got everybody involved. We got the 2 writers, Jonathan Hedrick and Miguel Ramos. We have all the artists involved. For Tales from the Tipsy Tours, we're also going to have an omnibus available, volumes 1, 2, and 3 all together. And that cover is going to be illustrated for our omnibus by the Emmy Award-winning artist Kimber. She hand paints all of her covers. It's going to be beautiful. So we have Kool as heck. We have Lue Sang. We have Jack Kotz. We have Lance Footer. We have Kimber, and we have myself on the artist side, Miguel Ramos and Jonathan Hedrick bringing comics to life on the writer side. So our entire team is involved for Visual Storytellers Comic Showcase 2025. And I guarantee you, it's going to be awesome. I highly encourage you to check it out. Pick a reward, add some add-ons, all that stuff. Do the stuff, like, share, check it out. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. You all take care. Peace out.